Well, as I said at the very start of the program, basically the deal or the proposal to get skiing on Ruapehu this year appears to have failed. A government-backed plan, which would have seen the two Tuaroa and Whakapapa ski fields sold to separate entities for $1 in each case, and then operated, was defeated largely because lifetime season pass holders outvoted the money men who were backing the new proposal. It is a failure that could have severe, and will in fact have severe consequences for the Central North Island and the Ruapehu district. And the Mayor of Ruapehu, Weston Curtin, joins us now. Hey, Weston, I know you're busy. Thanks for being with us. Are you disappointed at what happened yesterday?
Absolutely. I had confidence that we'd get this over the line. It was, as you said in the introduction, it's backed by government. That in itself says something, that they've done the due diligence, and they have some confidence that the new entities that they promoted were, had the ability to get it over the line, and could have been opened next week. But that's not the case. I think it's just another chapter. It's complicated, but nevertheless, I'm confident that common sense will prevail. Once we get the liquidation issue out of the way and get the liquidators in place, I'm sure that they want to work with the community, work with the new entities, and hopefully we can get some resolution sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, I was always sceptical, I have to say, Weston, knowing a few lifetime pass holders who felt thoroughly ripped off, that they would go with this deal, and of course they didn't. That's where the voting fell down. But the truth is, isn't it, once the company is it is now in receivership, not voluntary administration, their status in this whole process as lifetime pass holders, as creditors of the old company, basically their power and their influence disappears.
Absolutely, and I think that's what it is, that they're left behind now, and they're not preferred by central government if the government still pursue the options that are available to us. And I guess that is true, but you've got to put that behind. They knew that situation, so they held out.
So it was a Pyrrhic victory for the lifetime pass holders. They have now lost the lot.
Well, I wouldn't like to, put that out there because, they're very passionate, and they, of course,
but they have just cut off their nose to spite their face, because when Ruapehu Alpine Lifts is no more, and all its creditors, like they are just in the mix of people who are owed money, I just don't see how that they can have any influence. They've done their dough completely.
Absolutely, I think they need to look at themselves in the mirror and just know that was always going to be on the cards. So they couldn't compromise. They couldn't actually come to the table with something different. So that's the reality of it. But I think we've just got to move on. The glass is half full. We've got to actually, look at the options and moving ahead on behalf of our community. They're bleeding.
Okay, so what are the options as of this morning, Weston? Because the snow's falling. The temperature's dropping. Well, is there going to be any skiing on Ruapehu this year?
Well, I can't predict that, of course, but I can predict that there will be a ski season. I'm confident of that. But there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of legal aspects to this now, of course. But the liquidators will be, I'm sure, looking for the best outcome and selling their business as a going concern. The only way to do that, of course, is, in my view, is to talk with the very people that the government have been talking to and MBIE have been talking to. The due diligence has been done. I'm sure the liquidators will take some note of that and try and get some deal going with those particular operators. But it may be better in the sense that they don't have to deal with so much the stakeholders and the lifetime pass holders. And I think that could be significant and could be a game changer to actually get on with the job of actually seeing some skiing this year and forever. But we can't predict what's going to happen in the snow. It's up to the lap of the gods.
Yeah,
but,
well, it's not actually. It's up to people to come up with a deal that works for people. Could I ask you this very simple question, which a lot of lifetime pass holders I know put to me? Wouldn't it have simply been on a dollar-for-dollar ratio, wouldn't it have been better for the government just to bail out ARAL?
Well, they weren't happy with the structure. They weren't.
They might not have been
was,
happy with the structure, but are you or they happy with what happened yesterday?
Absolutely not. It was the worst possible scenario. That's true. Yeah. But you've got to understand that it's out of our hands. The central government had a view. They didn't want to be back in 2 years' time because there's not enough crowd funding. They didn't have confidence that the structure was what was needed. And, of course, they were offering 25% on each side of the mountain, and that was significant. No other industry gets that privilege.
Okay.
So I think...
Okay, when are we going to see the next chapter in this saga? How urgent is it to get things sorted?
Oh, absolutely urgent, and that's why they're booked in for the High Court today. We'll know the liquidation process will take place. How urgent? So how quickly they can actually put things in place, don't know. It's out of my area, but I can only assume that they'll be doing their best to actually get something over the line, and hopefully, in good faith, we have some bidders or people that they can deal with in the near future.
Jolly good. Weston, I thank you for your time this morning. That is Weston Curtin, the Mayor of Ruapehu District. So the whole Whakapapatūāra deal, government-backed, fell over because the lifetime season holders decided to shoot themselves on the skis and the snowboard. If you are a lifetime pass holder, now a worthless thing to be, you can stick that on the wall or put it in a frame. It's never going to be used now. Tell us how you feel about what happened yesterday.